Kwa Mukonza Dam project in Tanga Ward. Chairperson Committee on Water. Followed by Chairperson Committee on Gender. You have a petition.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg, we've been given time up to tomorrow. We had no quorum in the morning, so we never adopted, sir.
Tomorrow what time? What time tomorrow? 2:30?
Yes, sir.
Very well. Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services to present a response to public petition as presented on the 11th of March by the Speaker of the County Assembly on behalf of residents of Mali Mulala Ward regarding need for oversight intervention and temporary suspension, disbursement of Mali Mulala Ward League Bashinan funds. Chairperson Committee on Gender. Vice Chair, members of that committee, let's save time. Please peruse the order paper, honorable members, so that you know where you fit as a member of a committee or a chair or a vice chair. Chairperson Committee on Gender. There's no member from Committee on Gender. The response ready? Tomorrow at 2:30. Next order. Committee on Gender, put your house in order. I need that response tomorrow at 2:30. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Chairperson, Committee on Devolution, Public Participation, Tepua report. Followed by Chairperson, Committee on Trade, Afiel Progress Report. Chairperson, Committee on Public Accounts Committee, Afiel Progress Report. Chairperson, Committee on Devolution again, Magwene County 2026 Debt Management. How now? Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. Chairperson, Committee on Trade, to give a notice of a motion. Chairperson Committee on Current Public Investment to give a notice of a motion. Avial Progress Board and Chairperson Committee on Finance, Socio-Economic Planning to give a notice of a motion. In that order. Proceed, Chairperson Devolution.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We request for 7 days so that we can table that report. We did a public participation with members, and we are fine-tuning the report so that we can bring it next week on Wednesday. The bill.
Next week on Wednesday?
Yes.
Why not Monday?
Usually we do meet on Wednesdays, and I'm sure we will.
Very well.
Thank you.
Chairperson Committee on Trade.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, the report of the Committee on the papers I have.
Go ahead.
For the Committee on Finance, let me pick the correct paper.
Do so.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. Chairperson, Public Accounts Committee. Chairperson, Public Investments, you have 2 papers. Park, you have 2 papers. Public investments, there are 2. Oh, it's 1, yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The half-yearly progress report of the County Public Investment Committee for the period July to December 2025.
Chairperson, Committee on Trade, not yet ready. Chairperson, Committee on Finance. On the debt management strategy paper. Chair Finance. Vice Chair. Members? None. Saidia na hiyo report ya finance. Where's the finance? Honorable Maza Mutuku. Honorable Jen. Honorable Jen, you are a member of Committee on Finance. So what is it? Lay a paper.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. We are not ready to give the report.
No, it's papers.
Yes. I'm not ready.
The paper is ready. I think the paper is ready.
Honorable
It's tabled.
Speaker,
Yes?
I'm unwell to present.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry? Honorable Mazi? End of committee. Deferred. Next order. Yes, Chairperson Committee on Trade.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is opening day, and it is obvious some issues are expected to rise because some people have not yet resumed. So I beg, Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly. The half-yearly progress report of the Committee on Trade, Market, Industry, Culture and Tourism for the period July to December 2025. I lay.
You have two papers.
I think trade we have
is one, eh?
Yes.
Yes. Member for Mulale Mali, to lay a paper on behalf of the Committee on Finance, the debt strategy management. Lay a paper. Why is it that only Committee on Finance and no one is willing to take up roles?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly, that the report of the Committee on Finance, Socio-Economic Planning on Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy paper. So I lay.
What is it, Honorable Mo?
Mr. Speaker, before we proceed to the next order, I am inquiring from the chair, Mr. Speaker. I heard you say chairman budget committee, Mr. Speaker, and we are expecting the budget for the year 2026-2027 to be laid on the table today, Mr. Speaker. And I can only see Honorable Martina in the house. The rest I cannot see, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, you can inform the House what is happening with the Committee on Budget. Because we are ready to come and have the paper laid, then we proceed to the debate and pass the budget, Mr. Speaker.
Well, Honorable Moki, the Public Finance and Management Act provides that Finance Management Act provides that budget estimate should be approved on or before 30th of June of each financial year. 30th of June. We are on 8th day of June. So hold on first I speak and then you speak. So I'm afraid I may not find the chair out of order not to have the paper ready for tabling as at today. Because you have the next approximately 21 days to do so. Within 21 days to do so. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, my concern is it was loaded the order paper for the chair budget to lay the budget appropriation, isn't it, Mr. Speaker? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, you are wrong. That was an error. It was supposed to be chairperson, committee on finance, not budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
On debt strategy management paper.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Speaker.
you. Member for between, I hope the matter is sorted.
No, I want to join my colleague in the same matter and the same spirit, Honorable Speaker. We retreated last week to consider the budget, and we set the mood that this week we'll deal with the budget. Also, the public is waiting to see the budget that we are going to pass as a house. And there is no anything wrong passing the budget as early as tomorrow. You don't have to wait to the 30th, Honorable Speaker. There's that spirit. We want to pass the budget, and others want to go and start campaigning with the same budget that has been passed. Thank you.
Agreed, member from Bichini. I only indicated that I have no reason to fault under the standing orders and the laws that are applicable to fall to the Committee on Budget and Appropriations. Guided by your statements, if that is the mood, then the committee should align itself with the mood of this House. But practically speaking, aware that the report writing was happening not more than 48 hours ago, it is presumed that the committee is expected to put the report ready to be tabled before end of Wednesday this week. And then, therefore, I've been notified that the paper was not ready. It's on compilation. Most of you gave proposals on projects that should be included in a category that you know, and all that has to be aligned. Remember, you approved account physical strategy paper with departmental ceilings. It is possible most of you might have identified water projects that means it has influenced positively the physical storage paper ceiling for the Department of Water and perhaps affecting another department negatively. So the executive committee member require time to balance the budget with the Committee on Budget and Appropriation. So honorable members, allow me to guide that it would be too early to ask for that report today, but I think tomorrow it would be fair to ask for progress if a paper will not be late. To be reasonable. Today is the first working day after the retreat.
Maybe, Honorable Speaker, the challenge is because we don't have an order paper. So we are not sure of the businesses of the day. You know, when we lack the order paper, then you expect such confusion.
It's not possible. How possible is it that we don't have the order paper?
Honorable Speaker, it is not shared in our group, as usual. So we could have had the business of the day, and
maybe it is you didn't get it. You are shared or not? Fair enough. We will make progress. Now, what you do, member from Lale Mali, you are in one municipality. In spirit of neighborhood, please share a copy with member from Lale Mali. No, just in the context of municipality, your neighbor, share a copy with him. Just share a copy so that we make progress. The other people also.
Why should members then complain? Is there that provision in the order paper then, where, yes, I might not have seen it, it might be an oversight, which I agree.
Who is complaining?
Honorable Maneki is saying the chair budget should be laying it.
Okay, fine.
Which is a concern, Honorable Speaker.
Very well. It is me who read mistakenly that the chairperson committee on budget to lay the county debt management strategy paper instead of committee on finance. Order, and Honorable Mwoki again reminded me, did I not hear you, the speaker, mention the name Budget and Appropriation Committee chairperson. And then I corrected, indicated that it was supposed to be, that was an error, supposed to be finance for debt strategy management paper, not the budget committee. And the matter was rested. Member Bitini followed up on a mood of the House to approve the budget as soon as possible, which I have directed the committee to align itself with the mood. Is fair enough? Thank you. Next order. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Committee on Trade to give a notice of motion. Public Investment, give a notice of motion. And Chairperson, Committee on Finance to give a notice of motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I give, Honorable Speaker, I beg Market Industry, Culture and Tourism for the period July to December 2025.
Chairperson, Committee Public Investments.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report, the yearly progress report of the County Public Investment Committee for the period July to December 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance.
Honorable Speaker, it is true business for budget is tomorrow, not today. The Speaker, I beg to give the following notice, notice of the following motion, that the Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Finance, Socio-Economic Planning on Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy Paper. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Request for a statement. Member for Muka Ward. Deferred. Chairperson, Committee on Education and ICT to give a response to statement number 31 as requested on 22nd of October 2025 by member for Elimot regarding unpaid terminal dues of the ECD retired teachers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. The request of the statement is not around, Mr. Speaker.
Is the response ready?
Pardon?
If it's ready, you may proceed. The statement covers all the words, and therefore every member of this house is interested.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee met in the department on Wednesday last week during the financial year 2026 budget estimate process. The committee was informed that 29 million had been set by the Department of Finance together for both health and education workers. And Mr. Speaker, it is not specified which department gets what. So the ECM requested for more time to know how much has been set for the Department of Education so that we may bring a clear report on when to start payment of the dues. The retirees.
How much time? Two weeks may be too much to ask. I'll give you 7 days so that then your committee may find out with the executive committee member, because we know there are budget provisions for the same as we approve the budget. Chairperson, Committee on Gender, Youth, Sports and Social Services to give a response to a statement as was requested on the 3rd of March 2026 by a member from Between Ward regarding lack of playgrounds in Wote town and its environs. Chairperson, Committee on Gender. Vice Chair. Members of Committee on Gender. Who are these members? Yes, Honorable Marezo.
Speaker, we are members of this committee I'm a member also, but I'm an interested party in this. I don't.
Yes, you
I
are
don't
interested
see how I
member
can-
because the statement is requested by a member from between.
No,
Whatever
Mr.
belongs
Speaker, I cannot read this because I'm not supporting it. So there are members they can take and...
No. If Honorable Mateso, the rules and the law is very clear.
I disagree even when we are adopting this
Just a minute.
report.
Just a minute. Did you adopt the report?
No, myself, I did not agree
Did the
with
committee
report.
adopt the report?
I don't know. When they were adopting, I was not there. So I'm not...
There are no two ways to it. You either exonerate yourself from the deliberations of the committee from the beginning.
Exactly, I did that.
Where is the letter?
I communicated with the chair.
Is it true that you never said in the proceedings of the committee?
No, I actually was not part of this. From the beginning, I actually mentioned. Yes.
Okay, Chairperson of the Committee on Gender.
Because actually this is...
Just read for me who are the rest of the members. Is there another member of the Committee on Gender in the House?
Mr. Speaker, without reading, I can see 3 of them in the House.
Who are they?
Honorable Mulemba is a member. There are 4. She's also a member. Honorable Josephine Kitunga is also a member.
So,
And
honorable
Martina
members,
also.
why are we spending so much time looking for you and you are seated? You take up the response and read on behalf of the committee. We'll come back to you. Chairperson, Committee on Environment and Climate Change, to give a response to a statement request on 5th of August 2025 by member for Water Zoo regarding bush clearing and development plots in Watertown. Chairperson, Committee on Environment. Vice Chair. Member, you are one? No member from Committee on Environment in the House? You have the list? I keep on asking the list of the committee membership. I've never been given a copy. I think this is around the 9th time. I'm asking clerk. So it's not submitted. So the request of the statement, the report is not ready. Tomorrow at 2:30. So the directions, clerk, facilitate. Chairperson, Committee on Gender.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I'm wondering why Honorable Mateso was holding this response and yet he's saying he's not agreeing with it. Mr. Speaker, during the Count Assembly's 13th sitting held on Tuesday, 3rd March 2026, and the password to the provisions of Article 185.3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 39(2) of the Count Governments Act 2012, revised 2020, and the Standing Order 47C is read together with Standing Order 53 of the Makueni County Assembly Standing Orders. Honorable Bernard Tibu, MCA, requested for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding lack of playing grounds in Watertown and its environments. The honorable member stated that...
What's the point of order?
To read that statement when the requester is not in the House.
Requester is in the House.
It is
He's in the House. If
And
he has
it's
stepped
not-
out, the requester is in the house. If he has stepped out, when I had already called the chair, then I am afraid I can't help him. If we begin to read a response and as a requester you walk out, we will not reverse. We will continue until the requester is not there, we will lay the response. But he's present. He
Honorable
was seated
Speaker,
there.
on several occasions,
Do-
you don't allow the response.
Who is the
continue when
requester?
the requester is not in the house. I don't know now what has changed, Mr. Speaker.
Who is the requester?
Ben Tibu. He is not-
Honorable Mareso, when I call upon Honorable Janet Kitunga to give a response to that statement, the requester was in the house. Now, Honorable Janet Kitunga started preparing to give a response. Now, for whatever reason, if a response is being given or in the process of being given and read out, and member from Mulala Emal, for example, you walk out, you will not stop us because now the proceedings are not about you. We have already entered into that phase. So should now the requester not be in, we will proceed and lay the response. Where has he gone? And perhaps he has stepped out, he's coming back, and he has read the response. You will ask questions.
You know, Honorable.
We wait for him?
Honorable.
Are you asking that we wait for him?
No, I was just seeking intervention from you as the chair of this house. So if that is what you advise, then you can continue. But I don't know how
Honorable
you
Kitunga.
respond once he's not conversant with what the response.
Honorable Kitunga, in the first place, you are not prepared. I was pushing you. It's deferred to this week on Wednesday. Is that okay?
Mr. Speaker, I agree with what you are saying, but we cannot be held hostage by members who are not serious with the House Business Committee. I think I can proceed. I am very ready, Honorable Speaker.
Now, the chair would wish to proceed. The requester of the statement was in the house. Has he gone home or he has stepped out? Honorable Mates, he was sitting next to you. What did he tell you? Agreed. It's serious. So Honorable Kitunga, since the member is not in, and Honorable Mateso, every other time complains that he's carrying out the city for us, and we are not helping him. I advise that we defer this matter to Wednesday at 2:30.
Complaint, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Committee on Environment. Deferred tomorrow in the morning. Chairperson, Committee on Water to give a response to statement as requested by member for Water and Zero Ward regarding the constructions of decentralized treatment facility in Water, Zero Ward. Chair, Committee on Water. Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we beg to be given more time up to tomorrow at 2:30.
Tomorrow at 2:30.
Yes, sir.
Very well. Next
Thank you.
order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, waiving of notice period.
Leader of the majority party. Member of the House Business Committee. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following procedural motions that notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order 65B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period for the motion for adoption of the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning on the Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy paper appearing on the order paper under order number 9. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Sokora.
I call Honorable Josephine Dambuki to second.
Honorable members, I propose the question that notwithstanding provision of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5, be this Assembly resolved to waive the notice period. The motion of the adoption of the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning on the Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy paper appearing in the order paper under order number 9. Floor is open for debate. Mover of the motion. Honorable Moki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would have liked to support the motion, Mr. Speaker. But Mr. Speaker, I cannot see members of the Committee of Finance in this house. That the chair is not here, the deputy chair is not here. Nobody is here, Mr. Speaker.
You are out of order. We have a motion that has been proposed, a motion that has been seconded. The Speaker has proposed the question for debate. Now, are you debating on this motion or on which motion? Because the motion at hand is a motion, procedural motion was moved by a member of the House Business Committee and seconded procedurally. And the question has been proposed.
I support that one, Mr. Speaker. I support that one.
You support?
Yeah, that one I
enough.
support.
Any other member to contribute? Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, when the House is quiet, it implies that they have consensus. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable members, I now put the question that notwithstanding provision of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5P, this Assembly resolved to waive the notice period. The adoption of the report of the Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning, the Makueni County year 2006 County Debt Management Strategy paper appearing in the order paper under order number 9. As many as of that opinion say aye. As many as of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. The report of the Committee on Finance and Social Economic Planning on the Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy paper.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socioeconomic Planning.
Honorable Speaker, I would wish to give the motion on the Committee on Finance, Social and Economic on the half-year progress report of the period ended June 2025. Honorable Speaker, allow me to directly deal with the executive summary since the members are aware of their colleagues and the mandates of the committee are conversant to them. Honorable Speaker, the progress report covered the period between January and June 2025 for the County Assembly Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, and in an update of the details of the issue dealt with by the committee. The report covers all businesses transacted by the committee for the said period, including reports, statements, and other issues raised within the committees participating in its mandate. Honorable Speaker, the report is divided into 7 parts, touching on the issues deliberated by the
Honorable
committee.
Chair, you're reading a different motion for the right order.
The progress report, Honorable Speaker.
You are not on progress report, you are on the county debt management strategy paper.
Oh, thank you. You know, Speaker, the committee has a lot of businesses, and I picked the wrong.
I understand, go ahead.
Honorable Speaker, next time the chair will prepare members also. Honorable Speaker, we are dealing with the debt management strategy paper for the year 2027, 2026-27, 2028-2029, medium-term expenditure framework, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Finance, Socio-Economic Planning deals with the matters relating to count finance, count revenue, policies, planning, count debt, and count development, among other related functions. In its mandate, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 217.5 includes 1, investigate, inquire into, and report on all matters that relate to the mandate, management activities, administration, operation, and estimate of the assigned department. 2, study of the program and the policy objective for the department and the effectiveness of the implementation. 3, study on and review whole count legislation, revert to it. D, study and assess and analyze the relative success of the department as measured by the results obtained as compared with their stated objective. E, investigate and inquire into all matters relating to the assigned department as it may deem necessary, and as may be referred to it by the Count Assembly. F, make reports and recommendations to the Count Assembly as often as possible, including recommendations of the proposed legislation. And G, fate and report on all appointments where the Constitution and other laws require the Count Assembly to approve. Honorable Speaker, Section 123 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 provides that on or before the 28th February in each year, the County Treasury shall submit to the County Assembly a statement setting out the debt management strategy of the county government over the medium term with regard to its actual liability and potential liability in respect of loans and its plan for the dealing with those liabilities. Honorable Speaker, in compliance with the above provision, the head of the County Treasury on 27th February 2026 submitted to the County Assembly the 26th Makueni County Debt Management Strategy paper. The paper was tabled in the House on 3rd March 2026 and subsequently committed the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning for its consideration and a report back to the House. The Makueni County Government Debt Management Strategy Paper 2026 is the height to be developed by the County Treasury in line with the requirements of Section 123 of PFM Act 2012. It sets out debt management strategy for the government of Makueni County in fiscal year 2026-2027 and over the medium term. Mr. Speaker, the Makueni debt management strategy will play a major role in guiding on the optional process of procuring debt, loans, and management of the same in the way they optimize the benefit and minimize cost and risks. The paper is informed by the fiscal policy support of macroeconomic stability and growth. The strategy paper highlights strategies to be explored in seeking funding for the numerous financial needs from either internal or external source of to deliver programs in the vision in line to Vision 2025. The paper lays out plans for Makueni County debt management for the next 3 years, and it outlines 3 different ways to help the county achieve its objectives. This being, it set out analysis require the debt strategy and determine annual borrowing limits. It puts in place borrowing framework and its intent to incorporate into the fiscal responsibility legislation, and it clearly stipulates the process of approving loan proposals by the county government. Mr. Speaker, the paper has provided the general objective, goals, principles of the debt management, as well as highlighting the legal framework for the medium-term strategy, that is MTDS. The paper also highlights on the key assumptions of its preparations while putting focus on debt management and sustainability strategies. The paper further outlines the institutional and operational framework for the debt management. Lastly, the paper discusses the microeconomic assumptions underpinning the 2026 medium-term debt management strategy and further analyzes the potential financial source of the county government. Honorable Speaker, these were the observations by the committee. And I will begin with the first one, that according to the 2020 credit rating conducted by the Global Credit Rating, GCR, Makueni County demonstrates a robust capacity to manage any debt below 2 billion. 2, the financial year 2026-27, the medium-term expenditure framework, that is MTEF period, the county has total resource requirement of 33.27 billion against projected revenue of 22.57 billion, hence a cumulative deficit of 10.7 billion. The county government will therefore have a deficit of 32% of the total resource requirement over the MTEF period. To address this deficit, the Makueni government will pursue various resource mobilization approaches, including strategic partnerships with development partners, domestic and external borrowing, and accelerate own source revenue. 3, the most recent audited revenue of Makueni County government, being 2024-2025, amounted to 11 billion 57 million 792,021 shillings. Therefore, the county government of Makueni qualifies for loan to a maximum of 2.2 billion shillings. Mr. Speaker, during the financial year 2025-2026, the government will not carry out debt financing and will rely on strategic partnership from developing partners to finance the existing revenue gaps. In financial year 2025-2026, the government operated without debt except the short engagement with commercial banks to address monthly projected deficit in each flow due to delays in disbursement of equitable share. This was made possible by adhering to its means and aligning expenditures and commitment with available resources. 6, the county government does not have any pending bills in the financial year 2025-2026. 7, the county has been engaging with commercial banks to bridge the monthly cash flow deficits, especially on payment of personal emolument. And in seeking this loan facility, the county government has been guided by the PFM Act, Section 142, which authorizes the borrowing for cash management purposes, and borrowing has not exceeded the 5% of the most recent audited revenues and have been repaid within a year for the date on which it has been borrowed. Honorable Speaker, then, after those observations, then we made the following recommendations. That the county government should prioritize private-public partnership over debt for purposes of bridging the budget gaps and deficits. 2, the county government should step up its efforts on mobilization of the own source revenue in order to realize more revenues from source, and this will better the county's credit rating, hence putting the county into prime position to borrow when such needs to borrow arises. 3, to envisage short-term borrowing in the financial year 2026-2027 for the cash flows management must follow the prescribed guideline as has been provided in Section 142 of the County Government Act and 2012 and the Regulation 183 and 184 of the PFM Act and County Government Regulation 2015. Mr. Speaker, finally, the fourth recommendation is that the committee recommends that in line with the provision of Section 123 of PFM Act 2012, the county government approves the 26 Makueni County Debt Management Strategy Paper for financial year 2026 to 2027-2029 medium-term expenditure framework to enable the county government to borrow in mid-term in order to finance and implement its development objectives in the CIDP 2023 to 2027, as well as the development blueprint Vision 2025. Honorable Speaker, those are the recommendations of the committee out of the good books in terms of financial disciplines of our county. And allow me to acknowledge, to take this opportunity to thank all members of the committee for their valued contribution, input, and active participation during the deliberation on 2025 Makueni County Debt Management Strategy Paper, which greatly aided making this report. On behalf of the committee, I also wish to thank the Office of the Speaker, the Clerk of the County Assembly, for the support accorded to the committee in its undertakings, including preparation of this report. Therefore, on behalf of members of the Committee on Finance and Social Economic Planning, it is my pleasant duty to present this county strategy to this county assembly, the committee's report on the county Makueni Debt Management Strategy Paper for financial year 2025-2026, 2027-2026 medium-term expenditure framework for consideration and adoption. Honorable Speaker, that is the report from the committee, and I would wish, in line with the leadership, because I'm not seeing any member of the committee, you just allow me to request the acting majority leader, Honorable Mateso, to second the motion. Thank you.
Member for Mulala Emali, you know, that's an insult to members of the committee, especially the minority whip, who is a member of Committee on Finance, unless you do not know your members.
Honorable Speaker, you know, once I got in the House, I was the only member. I have seen Honorable Mercy Mtuku in the House. So allow me to request her to second the motion. Thank you.
Oh, no, I understand. You know, when you sit on the majority side, you stop seeing the minority side. So the defection may be confusing you. So I understand. Honorable Mercy. Honorable members, I propose the question that this assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning of Makueni County 2026 County Debt Management Strategy Paper laid on the table of the Assembly on 8th of June, 2026. The floor is open for debate. Honorable members. Do we have a quorum for the question to be put, Clerk? Sergeant at Arms. We had Honorable Jared Kitunga and Honorable Sebastian.
Order number 11, motion. The report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the statement regarding the rise in cases of drug abuse by the youth in the county.
Chairperson. Chairperson, complete agenda. Honorable Alexander.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports, and Social Services on the statement regarding the rise of cases of drug abuse by the youth in the county, laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th November 2025. During the County Assembly 25th sitting held on 20th August 2025, the committee tabled a response to the issues raised by the honorable member based on the information provided. The members raised concerns that the response was not based on the current and factual data on drug and substance abuse state in the county, data which was available in various government agencies and offices, including the courts and police stations. The response was therefore termed unsatisfactory, and the committee was tasked to present a report within 14 days. Honorable Speaker, Article 189, Part 2 provides that the government at each level and different governments at the county level shall cooperate in the performance of functions and exercise of powers for the purpose set up joint committee and joint authorities. Aware that the County Security Committee, has representation in the county government, and matters related to drug abuse and law enforcement ought to be discussed at that level. It is expected that the county government should have information and control of drug and substance abuse, including illicit brews at bank, in collaboration with the national government. The committee requested the executive committee member to provide accurate and factual information on the issues raised by the honorable member, clearly highlighting the mechanisms the county government is implementing in collaboration with the national government to curb the drug and substance abuse menace in the county. The committee requested for more information from the respective executive committee member, whereby a response was provided on 28th October 2025 as follows. A, whether the department is aware that cases of drug abuse in aforementioned areas in the county at large are on the rise. Statistics show that Makueni has high prevalence of tobacco smoking at bank, and bank is also a commonly used substance in Kenya with ease access and local production. Makueni County has high percentage of smokers, with 25% of adults reported to smoke, according to stateskenya.co.ke. A study carried out by Vincent Kavita et al. 2024 that sampled 384 respondents from Makueni County. Preference of drug and substance abuse stood at 62.3%, with alcohol 58.3% being the most commonly abused drug substance. Kafita Masika, J. Kabue, P24, Epidemiology of Substance Abuse Among the Youth in Makueni County, Kenya, Psychology and Behavioral Science, 13, Part 2, 32 to 42. That is an annex that contains that study. NACADA is currently carrying out research for Makueni, and its report and findings are not yet out. In the national statistics, Makueni lies in the eastern region, which is reporting low preference rate compared to other parts of Kenya. See attached NACADA report. However, the NACADA report does not provide ward-specific data on the rise
of consumption of bank and illicit brews in the aforementioned 3 wards, and hence it mirrors the national and the county statistics. The data received locally from judiciary and the police do provide specific data as shown below. B, if yes, what actions has the department taken to curb the rising cases of drug in the county? And if no, how and has the department ignored such sensitive affecting the future generation of the county? The department, being aware about the national outlook of drug and substance abuse and the placement of Makueni County as a high preference area, continue to champion for resources to be placed in the youth directorate to give the youth opportunities that will keep them busy, engaged in economic activities to deter them from engaging in such vices. Though the department has not direct campaigns on drug and substance abuse in the aforementioned wards, due to financial constraints, the department has had sporting activities across the county, including the 3 mentioned wards. Through the department, youths have been trained and equipped with skills and tools of trade. Directly, in the just concluded financial year, 45 youths were trained in Ilima ward on driving and issued with the licenses, while 65 were trained in Ilungu ward. Such programs address reasons that influence youth to engage in vices. C, the mechanisms the department has put in place to ensure that perpetrators of these vices, who are the sellers of bank and illicit alcohol brews, are dealt with to stop the spread of the vice to assist the affected abusers. According to Schedule 4 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, the schedule governs the functions that both national and county governments execute. In the schedule, enforcement, investigations by the police and judicial organizations are functions of the national government that are capable of dealing with such perpetrators of drugs. Additionally, Makueni County Alcohol Drinks Control Act, specifically the 2024 amendment, outlines penalties for the production, sale, or dealing with illicit alcoholic drinks. Offenders can face fines up to 1 year for a term not exceeding 3 years, or both according to Kenya law. The Makueni Act provides a framework for controlling the production and sale of alcoholic beverages within the county, with severe consequences for those who engage in illicit activities related to alcohol production and distribution. Whether the department is aware that most of the drug dealings, police cases are never acted upon conclusively, as most of the offenders are often released by the authorities without being punished for their offenses. If yes, what actions has the department taken to address this issue, and why has the department ignored such sensitive area affecting the future generation of the county? The mandate of investigating, arresting, and prosecution of drug trafficking is vested in the National Government Directorate of Criminal Investigation. This unit is mandated to enforce the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Act number 4 of 1994, Cap 245. It was formed in 1983 to specifically deal with the menace of illicit drugs. The county executive member responsible for youth development and empowerment wrote to the National Police Service, Makueni headquarters, and Waterloo courts to furnish us with information regarding drug and illicit brews, arrests and convictions in the said wards. The response are also attached. From the court, a total number of 46 cases were brought to court, to which 41 cases have been finalized, while 15 are still active in court. The county government has, however, been engaged in campaigns during youth sporting activities as well as youth meetings by the county education youth on dangers of using drugs. In the past, the department partnered with NACADA in doing campaigns against drug sale and use in adverse effects to the population, especially the youths. Committee observations. The committee deliberated on the response and received by the executive committee member and conducted research and established the following. 62.3% of youths in Makueni County have abused drugs, with alcohol being the most commonly abused substance at 58.3%, followed by tobacco at 28.9% and bank at 27.4%. Other drugs like cocaine and heroin are less common, with 96.9% of responses reporting that they had never abused them. According to the data from Makueni Substance Court, Subordinate Court on Drug and Substance Abuse in the financial year 2024-2025, more youths were caught in possession of narcotics and psychotropic substances as compared to offenses related to Alcoholic Drinks and Licensing Act and production of such drugs. 41 cases had been closed, with only 15 being active in court. The office of the Makueni County Police Commander had data on the hotspot areas where drug peddling and illicit brewing were prevalent. The known and suspected individuals were arrested and convicted in the county. The main causes of drug and substance abuse was peer pressure, unemployment, ease availability of drugs, and poverty. Committee recommendations. The committee deliberated on the observation and recommended as follows. The county government of Makueni, through the Department of Gender, Children, Youths and Sports and Social Services, should operationalize the Emali Rehabilitation Center by February 14th, 2026. 2, the Department of Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services should carry out continuous community-focused drug abuse and substance use preventive measures through involving community leaders and organizations in prevention efforts to provide yearly reports to the county for consideration. The Department of Gender, Youth, Sports and Social Services should provide continuous life skills training to help the youths make informed choices. Further, the department should launch public awareness campaigns on the adverse effects of drugs and substance abuse and provide yearly reports to the county assembly for consideration. The department should establish a satellite office to enhance coordination and response on drugs and substance use in Makueni County. The department should also provide a list of beneficiaries who had been trained and equipped with the skills and tools of trade in a bid to keep the youth engaged, offer employment opportunities, and also improve their livelihoods within 30 days upon adoption of this report. And finally, the department should coordinate the national government to ensure full implementation of the Makueni County Alcoholic Drinks Control Act 2014 on penalties for the production, sale, or dealing with illicit alcoholic drinks in the county. The department to provide quarterly reports to the Assembly for consideration. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to call Honorable Kitunga to second the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I propose a question that the Assembly of the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth Sports and Social Services on a statement regarding the rise of cases of drug abuse by the youth in the county laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th of November 2025. The floor is open for debate. Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call upon the House to pass the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that these are similar of the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the statement regarding the rise in cases of drug abuse by the youth in the county. The report was laid on the table of the Assembly on 19th of November, year 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I direct that the report be conveyed to the following officers for deliberation. The County Executive Committee member responsible for gender, children, youth, sports and social services. To the County Gender Officer answerable to the national government, the County Police Commander, the County Security and Intelligence Committee chaired by the County Commissioner, and a copy to His Excellency, the Governor from Makueni. Next order.
Order number 12. Motion, the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the Emali Mulala Rehabilitation Center.
Chairperson, Committee on Gender.
Honorable Speaker, you can skip so that I can prepare myself.
Chairperson, Committee on Water, not Chairperson. Clerk, read the next order. We will visit that order.
Order number 13, motion. The report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation on the statement regarding the water tariffs hiked by the Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company.
Chairperson, Vice Chairperson, or member of the Committee on Water. Proceed.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation on the statement regarding the water tariffs Ike by the Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move to the executive summary. The County Assembly exercises oversight over the county executive by set on the Article 185 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 as read together with Section 8 of the County Governments Act 2012. Further, the County Assembly Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation exercises oversight over the Department of Water, Irrigation and Sanitation on all matters outlined in Part 2 of the 4th Schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and exercises its mandate in accordance with the Makueni County Assembly Standing Order 2017-5. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 43 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 declares that under economic and social rights, every person has the right to clean and safe water in adequate quantities. The right to water is a basic human right which is recognized as such both under international and national laws. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Water Act 2016, laid together with the Water Services regulations of 2025, sets the Water Services Regulatory Board with the mandate to approve and regulate water tariffs across the country. The purpose of this framework is to ensure that any tariff imposed by a water service provider is fair, equitable, and reflective of the cost of providing sustainable and quality water services. Regulation 13 of the 2025 regulations provides that no water service provider shall levy any tariff without prior approval of the regulatory board, while Regulations 13 requires that all revenues collected through tariffs be ring-fenced and applied solely by the improvement of water services. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Wednesday, 25th June 2025, the member for Kikumbulu South Ward, Honorable Jess Kalunda, MCA, requested for a statement regarding the water tariffs hike by the Kibwawasco. The committee sought for the information from the County Executive Committee member for Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, filed a letter, reference MCA WIS COR 2025-006, dated 26 June 2025, and to which it was responded filed a letter, reference CMC via ASS 19, volume 11, 45, dated 8th July 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the 72 sitting of the County Assembly, dated Wednesday, 20th August 2025, the chairperson issued a response to the Assembly. However, the statement requester raised more concerns which needed further clarification. Therefore, the committee sought further information on the following issues and also involved the County Executive Committee member for Water and the MD Kibwawasco and the area MCS whose wards are being served by the Kibwawasco filed a letter reference MCA WS COM COR 2025-009, dated 11th September 2025 as follows. 1. What were the initial tariffs before the currently gazetted was connected? Whether, number 2, whether all the increments were within the 50% rise as agreed in the stakeholders meeting before the change of the tariffs. Number 3, provide the legal supporting documents, that is the minutes of the meeting held upon which the tariffs were agreed to be increased. Number 4, whether the department interrogated the statement of water changes raised from the water company, that is the Kibwawasco. And number 5, whether all the stakeholders were fully involved in the process of coming up with the newly gazetted tariffs. Mr. Speaker, sir, on Monday, 29th September 2025, a consultative meeting was held to deliberate on the tariffs structures applied by the Kibwawasco, which is a government-owned water service company. The discussions focused on the history of the tariff application since 2018. The levy introduced tariffs and the extent of compliance with the law and the public participation requirements. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee and the following findings, all observations. 1, the committee found that on 13th May 2018, Water Service Regulatory Board gazetted a new tariff to be applied by the Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company Limited, and was attached. Number 2, after the gazettement, the members of the public protested against the newly gazetted tariffs, and especially on the domestic residential band, which was 0 to 6 units, which was being charged 450 to 6 shillings, thus 75 per unit. Therefore, a local arrangement was done by the former managing director of the Kibwawasco, and resolutions was reached, whereby the changes were lowered to 350 to 6, hence shillings 58 per unit on the domestic or residential bond, though no regularized documents on the same were issued. Number 3, it was identified that since 2018, the water company has been operating on undiscussed and unregulated charges in the domestic or residential bond of 0 to 6 units, translating to 58 shillings per unit, contrary to the officially approved tariffs issued by the Water Services Regulatory Board in 2018 on the 75 shillings per domestic or residential bond, a practice deemed unlawful and unconstitutional with the Water Act 2016. This has not only exposed the company to governance risks, but also undermined accountability to both the regulator and the consumers. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, sir, basing on the 50% increment in the agreed 2025 water tariffs, the domestic or residential band was changed to 1.6 units, being charged at 113 shillings per unit, which was previously gazetted as 75 shillings per unit. This resulted to complaints by the community as they reviewed the increment exceeding the agreed 50% from 58 shillings per unit as per local arrangements to 113 per unit, which was currently gazetted. Number 5, according to WASREP guidelines, a regular tariff adjusted should be undertaken after every 3 years. However, after the 3 years, the water company, Kibwawasco, failed to apply for a new tariffs review in the year 2021 and undertook the regular tariffs and adjustment in 2024, which was approved and gazetted in May 2025. And it has not been changed for 7 years. Number 6, the process of the tariff review followed due to procedures right from application to the implementation stages. On 30th May 2025, the WASREP gazetted the new water tariffs for the areas served by Kibawasco, basing on the previously 2018 gazetted tariffs and the agreed percentage increment of 50% on every band. The approved tariff structure is for the period financial year 2024-2025 to the financial year 2026-2027. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 7, the company, based on the 2018 gazetted tariffs, hiked the water charges by 50% and as agreed during the public participation consultations meetings done to the rapidly increasing costs of item and change of economic environment. Non-revenue water, vandalization, dilapidation, and the whole pipeline infrastructure, rapidly growing population, reduced production in the 3 water sources. This is Umanyi, Kwavenye, and Kambo Springs. The company has been operating under losses. Thus, the need to adjust the tariffs to meet its operational costs, break even, and additionally improve their services to the customers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the charges at the water kiosk also rose by 50%, where a 20-liter jerrycan previously charged 2 shillings is currently sold at 3 shillings. Number 9, the process of revising and introducing the new tariffs was conducted with meaningful public participation. Contrary to Article 10 and 118 of the Constitution, stakeholders observed that failure to involve the community fully denied them the opportunity to influence decisions that directly affect their daily lives. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 10, the continued application of unapproved tariffs and the introduction of new ones without adequate consultation highlights deeper governance gaps within Kibawasco. These practices raised concerns about transparency, oversight, and compliance with the statutory obligations, putting public trust at risk. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee recommends that, having made the above findings, the committee recommends that Kibawasco should strictly adhere to the Water Services Regulatory Board tariffs review procedures under Part 6, Part 7 of the Water Services Regulations 2025. Number 2, all further tariff applications are subtitled through the County Executive Committee member and copied to the County Assembly for noting and oversight. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, sir, the County Executive Committee member should, in accordance to Regulation 8 of the WASREP Water Services Regulations 2025, ensure that they monitor and evaluate the performance of Kibawasco and take appropriate remedial measures to ensure the continuous improvements of the standard and quality of services provided. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 4, further to tariff reviews must include public participation reports with attendance rates, minutes, and percentage approval levels from stakeholders. Number 5, Kibawasco should publish social impact assessments before proposing new tariffs and introduce a lifeline tariff band for essential domestic and institutional consumers. These are schools, dispensaries, and this will protect the constitutional right to water according to Article 14, which while allowing cost recovery. Number 6, Kibawasco should ensure that all public participation sessions are publicity and advertised and documented with simplified tariff summaries in Kiswahili for everybody to understand. Number 7, all tariff applications and approvals for all county water services provides products be tabled before the county assembly for approving and tackling. Number 8, where a tariff and adjustment is justified, Kibawasco should adopt and implement tariff subsequent for incremental rates add to service expansion within the recommendations, therefore provided by the WASREP regulations. Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee, I wish to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the logistical support accorded to the committee. I also take this opportunity to also thank the members of the committee for their commitment and input during the consultative meetings. Mr. Speaker, sir, therefore, on behalf of the Committee on Water, Irrigation and Sanitation, I hereby present this report to the County Assembly for consideration and adoption. Mr. Speaker, sir, I call upon Honorable Jacqueline Kamula to second.
Honorable members, I propose a question. I propose a question, which is that these are sampled of the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation, and Irrigation on the statement regarding water tariffs, hiked by Kibwezi Makindu Water Sanitation Company, laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th of November, year 2025. The floor is open for debate. Move out the motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg the members to pass the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this assembly of the report of the Committee on Water, Sanitation and Irrigation on the statement regarding the water tariffs hiked by Kibwezi Makindu Water and Sanitation Company, laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th of November, year 2025. Will as many as of their opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I direct that this report be conveyed to His Excellency the Governor, the County Executive Committee member responsible for water, County Executive Committee member responsible for finance, the Managing Director of Kibawasco, and all the respective members of the County Assembly affected by Kibawasco, that is, within the National Government elective units, those are Kibwezi East and Kibwezi West constituency, excluding Ngu and Masumba ward. We hope that members from Lale Malingu, Masumba, and others, they will grow over time and establish a service provider, water service provider, to manage the upcoming growth. Yes, I hope you'll take up that. Mali is growing very fast, and then it has very minimal coverage. There's a lot of dust. So you need more water to plant grass and trees. And so is Ngu, parts of Mbitine, and Sultan. Congratulations are here. You have one of the leading boreholes in Mali, one of its kind during the 10. How I wish the people of Mali would consider that ball in voting you. At times they consider other factors. Very well. Chairperson, Committee on Implementation? Not chairperson. Clerk, read the next order. Chairperson, Committee on Gender. I presume that you've organized yourself. Remember, we had given you a window to organize yourself. Go ahead. The order had been read. Read the order, clerk.
Order number 12, motion. The report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the Mali Mulala Rehabilitation Center.
Chairperson, Committee on Gender.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the Emali Mulala Rehabilitation Center laid on the table of the Assembly on 13th October 2025. During the 38th sitting of the County Assembly held on Monday, 6th May 2024, Honorable Cosmas Kaleli, MCA, requested for a statement regarding the Emali Mulala Rehabilitation Center. The Honorable Member indicated that construction of the rehabilitation center in Emali Mulala Ward was allocated Kenya shillings 20 million to 72,000 in the financial year 2020-2021. That the allocation was to cater for the construction and equipping of the center. The construction of the center was completed some time back, but the center was yet to be operationalized, and the reasons for the delayed operationalization had not been given. The statement was directed to the chairperson, Sectoral Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports, and Social Services to respond to the issues raised in the statement regarding the project. The committee sought for clarification and came up with the following response. A breakdown of how the allocation of 20.272 20 million and 272,000 was to be utilized in the implementation to give a tabulation of each activity which was to be undertaken and the cost of each activity, and whether there has been any allocation, any other allocation, and for what purpose. Through the initial budget for the financial year 2020-2021, the project had an allocation of 20.272 million. The final supplementary budget allocation was 22,868,238 shillings, whose breakdown and tabulation of the activities is given. Additional allocation from the Department of Water towards this project was 5 million. And also the activities are listed. Question 3, whether the contractor has been paid and the contract sums, including the retention, and to provide evidence of payment and when such payments were made. All payments to the contractor were paid except a retention for a company known as Limatrax Agencies Limited, who did not repair defects within the defective liability period of 6 months, and the contractors to the ongoing works. The unpaid retention amount was Kenya shillings 280,182.35 shillings. The list of the project management committee to the project and whether the project management committee members have been paid their allowances. Provide evidence of payment and when such payments were made. The list of the PMCs is attached. All payments were made except for PMCs working under Howie and Impressive Companies, which amounts to 106,200 shillings, and the PMCs for the ongoing works. 5, whether the PMCs signed off the payment of the contractor at the end of the project. If yes, provide minutes of the PMC authorizing the payment and a copy of completion certificates issued to the contractors. If no, give reasons to the same and who authorized the payment of the contractors. Based on the payment approvals are failed, all the PMCs authorized the payments. There's an attachment on the same minutes, and completion certificates were issued and the copies were attached. 6, whether the project sustainability committee has been established. If yes, provide the names and the members of the committee, and if no, when will that committee be established? A sustainability committee was yet to be established. This will be done as soon as the sender operationalization guidelines are reviewed and approved. The review is scheduled and is necessitated by introduction of the Children's Act 2022, which came into operation after the current guidelines had been developed. This is scheduled to be completed and submitted for approval by mid-September 2024. The current status of the project give detailed report on why it had not been operationalized and the possible dates of its operationalization. Operationalization of the facility is determined by completion of physical structures as per approved concept. Completion was expected to close by financial year 2023-2024, but contractors were still on site with a commitment to complete the works by end of August 2024. Review and approvals of operations guidelines expected to be ready by mid-September 2024, and the center operations were expected to begin by October 2024. Operationalization is a process that will commence by installation of a sender manager and the official launch. The project status to date. Phase 1, the works complete to scope included the following: construction of a block with holding units, classrooms, counseling room, nursing room, ablution block, and store. Fencing of the 5-acre parcel of land. Construction, conducting environmental impact assessment. Phase 2, the works were complete to scope, which included construction of kitchen and dining hall, drilling of a borehole, office block, extra fencing works, establishment of gabions at a galley. Phase 3 included the following works which were complete to scope: construction of access roads, installation of solar power connection, construction of 2-pit latrine for boys and girls, 3-door each, construction of septic tank and soak pit, construction of underground rainwater harvesting tank, drainage works, landscaping, and construction of a gate and a gatehouse. Phase 4, equipping of the facility, which is complete to scope, which includes the kitchen, dining hall, classrooms, dormitories, and offices. Phase 5, works were done in the financial year 2023-2024, which included establishment of solar-powered flood lighting, which is complete to scope, construction of manager's house and chairperson's room, which is at ceiling and painting stage, landscaping, beautification, leveling, planting of trees and flowers, which is ongoing. Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee conducted a site visit on 28th October 2024, met with the PMC members and did further scrutiny of the information provided by the ECM and established the following. The project was initially planned and designed to be a rehabilitation center, which was later changed to a child protection center. The project was supposed to be launched and operationalized in April 2023. However, the committee established that the department had not identified the center manager and that some physical structures were incomplete. Activities and works such as landscaping, beautification, leveling, planting of trees and flowers, and also the construction of manager's house and the chairperson's room were incomplete since the contractors were waiting for part payment by the county government. Review and approval of the operations guidelines had not been actualized. The total cost of the project at the financial year 2023-2024 was Kenya shillings 41,282,388.3 shillings, with pending bills of Kenya shillings 4,602,335.45 shillings. The project was first funded in the financial year 2020-2021 budget with a budget of Kenya shillings 20.272 million. Other allocations during the supplementary budget moved the figure higher up to 22,868,338 shillings. A tabulation of how the funds were utilized was provided, indicating key activities such as fencing of the facility, construction of office block, and PMC allowances. Construction of office block, kitchen, and dining hall by Helbergon Ventures Limited at a cost of 7,811,138 shillings. Construction of classes by Felcom Enterprises at a cost of 8,607,901.2 shillings. Fencing by Lima Trucks Agencies Limited at a cost of 2,801,823.6 shillings. And Hasmat Builders at 479,616 shillings. Kenya shillings 1 million was used for purchase of departmental fuel. Kenya shillings 190,000 was used to pay county staff for drilling of the borehole. Most of the remaining funds were used to pay allowances for PMCs and staff. All the above expenditures appeared exaggerated to the committee. Power installation by Kenya Power at a cost of 4,730,833 shillings, yet there was no electricity. Luckily, the solar-powered street lights were functional. The installation of solar power system that cost Kenya shillings 561,412 shillings by Elikada Enterprises had never functioned. The project description activity of equipping borehole with solar and pump installation of 10 cubic water tank on a 5-meter steel tower, construction of a borehole chamber and water kiosk had an allocation of Kenya shillings for 6,200 shillings. The construction works were complete and contractor was paid, yet there was no water in the facility since the borehole was not functional. The committee established that drilling of the borehole was done twice. Contrary to information from the department, that drilling was done once. The first drilling done by the contractor did not yield water. The second drilling done by the Department of Water had water 1,000 feet for use in the facility. The construction structures had defects such as leaking roofs, affecting the ceilings, which in turn destroyed the food items, that is rice, which had been procured. The rest of the food items were transferred to Ware School for the deaf in Zawe Kilele Kalamba ward. Most of the classrooms were not secure since most had no fitted padlocks. The PMC, which was involved in the construction of the pit latrine, septic tank, gatehouse, had not been paid, though the project was complete. There was a budget allocation of Kenya shillings 3 million for operationalization, electrification, and equipping of the facility. The financial year 2024-2025 budget estimates. There is Kenya shillings 5,847,470 shillings and 2,019,436 shillings allocation in the approved financial year 2024-2025 supplementary 1 for the Emale Child Protection Center B project balance carried forward from financial year 2023 reallocation budget. Therefore, the total available budget as at December 2024 was Kenya shillings 10,866,905 shillings. The ECM provided a list of all contractors involved in the implementation of the project and specific scope of work for each contractor and the status. Activities such as landscaping, beautification, leveling, planting of trees and flowers, and also the construction of manager's house and the chairperson's room were incomplete since the contractors were waiting for part payment by the county government. Committee recommendations. After scrutiny, the responses from the ECM, oral presentation from the departmental officers involved during construction of the project and submissions from the PMC members, the committee recommends as follows. 1, the ECM should identify and appoint a center manager within 21 days after adoption of this report. 2, all the defects in the facility should be repaired within 21 days after adoption of this report. 3, electricity should be installed to fully functioning state within 30 days after adoption of this report. The ECM should ensure that the borehole is fully functional and there is enough water supply within 21 days after adoption of this report. 5, the allowances paid to county officials during the drilling of the borehole should be surcharged from the affected officers. 6, the retention fee of Kenya shillings 80,182.35 shillings should be reallocated to other activities within the facility in the financial year 2025-2026 supplementary budget 2. The ECM should ensure that the solar power system is fully operational within 21 days after adoption of this report. 8, pending PMC allowances should be paid within 7 days after adoption of this report. 9, any other ongoing works should, including completion of the chairperson's room and landscaping should be completed within 21 days after adoption of this report. 10, the ECM should ensure that there is sustainability committee within 21 days after adoption of this report. 11, the ECM should ensure that the sender operationalization guidelines are refilled and approved within 21 days after adoption of this report. And finally, the ECM should ensure that full operationalization of the sender is done within 14 days after adoption of this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to call upon Honorable Gitunga to second the motion.
Honorable members, I now put the question. Propose a question that is assembled of the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Sports, Youth and Social Services on the Mali Mulala Rehabilitation Center laid on the table of assembly on 13th of October 2025. The floor is open.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to take this moment to appreciate the work done by the committee. Honestly, they have meant the recommendation after fact-finding mission where they went to establish the truth about the statements. And for real, I can assure you after they visited the place, a lot of what they have instructed has been done. But most importantly, I want to say and appreciate them for their recommendation number 12, which sums everything, that the center should be put into operation within 14 days from today. So, honorable members, how I wish is that we can approve this report today so that at least the implementation then can carry on as from tomorrow. At least that will help and answer some of the concerns which were raised by the member on another report concerning the drug abuse, because it talks about the care of the young one in our county and in Kenya entirely. Thank you, the committee, once more.
Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I call upon the members of this Honorable House to pass the motion. Thank you.
Honorable members, I put the question that the Assembly adopt the report of the Committee on Gender, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the Mali Sultan Rehabilitation Center laid on the table of Assembly 13th of October 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I direct that the report be conveyed to His Excellency the Governor, and to the Executive Committee member responsible for this project, that is responsible for gender, a member for Mulala Emali Ward, and the manager Emali Mulala Municipality. The municipality is not limited to cabros and the mechanical structures. The existence of the Emali Sultan Municipality is to facilitate the welfare of the people, privileged and unprivileged. So I'm persuaded the municipality has a responsibility on this, on the management and the running, directly or indirectly or either way. You'll find that it is the municipality that will be affected by the homeless and street children and drug abuse and the less fortunate within a Mali town. And therefore, they should be connected to this program and the project as well, so that is a comprehensive one. Thank you very much. May I direct that also a copy of this report be conveyed to the member for Kibwezi West constituency. May you have been asked to accept development. So that is an avenue for development. More resources, more welfare, more empowerment. Thank you. Yeah, I can see you are happy. Now you have a document that you can use to request for funding or for CSR activities and collaboration. You know the contractor who is on site on the Emali Mulala municipality as an aspect of corporate social responsibility, not limited to all your feeder roads connecting the institution, but including even developing a stable road to this facility, even tarmacking it. So if you talk to me, I will tell you how those BQs are done. But don't worry, in the next 12 months or so, I will be implementing some, and you will benchmark. But in the interim, please take advantage of honorable members, the contractors who are on site on the national government around that area. They have a responsibility on a corporate social responsibility to help in roads and other social activities. So please take note of that. Next order. We have 15 minutes. We can thrash another motion. Which is that? Chairperson, Committee on Implementation, be ready. Clerk, read the order.
Order number 14, motion. The report of the Committee on Implementation on the status of implementation of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly for all departments.
Mover of the motion. Honorable Mwalimu Sarah Nduku.
Mr. Speaker, sir, on behalf of the committee chair of implementation, I beg to move the following motion that the Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Implementation on the status of implementation of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly or departments laid on the table of the Assembly on 17th November 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, during the third and fourth sessions of the Third Assembly, the County Assembly adopted the following reports. 1, the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the implementation status of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 2, the report of the Committee on ICT, Education and Internship on the implementation status of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 3, the report of the Committee on Finance, Socioeconomic Planning and the implementation status of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 4, the report of the Committee on Agriculture, Irrigation, Livestock, Fisheries and Cooperative Development on the implementation status of the County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 5, the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on the implementation status of County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 6, the report of the Committee on Health Services and the implementation status of the County Assembly resolutions of the Third Assembly. 7, the report of the Committee on Standing Order 213. Therefore, the committee refers the unimplemented resolutions to the Committee on Implementation with the following recommendations. 2, that the Committee on Implementation ensures that the recommendations in the following resolutions are implemented, and where implemented, the extent to which they have been implemented, and whether such implementations has taken place within the minimum time necessary pursuant to Standing Order 213. A, the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the implementation status of the legislations passed by the County Assembly by the Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works and Energy Department. B, the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the oversight of roads in the county. C, the report of the Committee on Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy on the road inventory and conditions survey, and the oversight exercise conducted on Friday, 27th January 2023. Number 3, that the implementation committee may propose to the County Assembly sanctions against the ECM infrastructure, transport, public works, housing, and energy for failing to report to the committee without any justifiable reason in accordance to Standing Order 213, Section 3. The committee interrogated the response from the CECM on the recommendations contained on the second committee's recommendation and established that the report on the implementation status on the registrations passed by the County Assembly by the Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing, and Energy Department. 1, the department should ensure that the regulations are formulated and forwarded to the County Assembly for approval before the end of the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response was the department initiated a program of creating the Makueni County Public Transport Policy. It is working with a partner called FRON Initiative, who is well versed on the formulation of policies on the public transport sector. There was an in-session meeting in November 2023 and the follow-up meetings which have led to the conducting of the headline survey in July 2024. The impact will be provided by October 2024, was provided by October 2024. There has been challenges which has caused the process to take longer period. The department has requested for resources, though the financial year 2024-2025 to finalize the formulation of the policy. The department should enhance resource capacitation through the engagement of more specialized staff to enhance efficiency and quality service delivery in the financial year 2024-2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response was the department has developed a departmental establishment and organization that has been approved by the county cabinet. The department established highlights key personal gaps that require engagement. The department has made a request to the County Public Service Board for consideration guided by the availability of resources. Number 3, the department should ensure that there is a budget allocation in the financial year 2024-2025 for bus parks and parking development for the planned major towns that have public land within the county. The response: the department mapped and proposed bus park and parking development for major towns across the county, including Malele, Makindu, Kibwezi, Mutitu Andei, Kalamba, Matiliku, Mukuyuni, Tawa, Kikima, Kalawa, Kadonzweni, among others, for the financial year 2024-2025. However, due to resource limitations, these proposals were not funded under the current financial year. The department shall continue to mobilize resources for the important infrastructure in the subsequent budget reviews. In regard to the policy implementation framework, the policy was to take 2 years to be fully implemented. The committee recommends that the policy implementation should be completed by the end of the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response: the policy implementation was to take 2 years to be fully implemented. The policy implementation was completed by the end of the financial year 2023-2024 due to financial challenges, but it is work in progress, and we expect to finalize the implementation in the current financial year of 2024-2025. Report of the oversight on county roads carried out on 25th and 26th January 2024. The Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should upgrade the road infrastructure through improvement of the road network, accessibility and interconnectivity through graveling and construction of drainage structures to ensure that they are not eroded during rainy season. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response. The department has continued to upgrade county road network through opening, maintenance, and rehabilitation programs to enhance roads transport services within the county. In the financial year 2023-2024, the department opened 445.3 kilometer graded 1273.4 kilometers and gravelled 102 kilometers of the rural roads. However, the department constructed 12 drips, 2190 meters of the culverts, 13 gabions, boxes, and 33,965 meters cubic of catch water drains were installed along the roads. However, due to heavy rains experienced in the last two main circles, the roads networks has been greatly affected and requires extensive maintenance and rehabilitation to restore and improve the road service levels within the county. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should ensure that there is always a technical officer supervising each of the ongoing road construction works to ensure quality works are achieved as from 30 days after adoption of this report. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response. The department has deployed road engineers, road inspectors to each sub-county to undertake supervision of all department projects in their respective sub-counties. The road inspectors are supported by 2 principal roads engineers, each managing 3 sub-counties. The department engaged project interns to each ongoing project to enhance project supervision and thus the quality of works. The department is also working to enhance the capacitation through engagement and additional roads, inspectors and engineers to support in project supervision in the financial year 2024-2025. The Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should therefore perform regular inspections of the county roads to identify roads problems that need immediate remedy to prevent potential problems of the roads before they worsen. The response was, the department, through collaboration with the key stakeholders, undertakes routine road survey, especially on spots reported by the county administration and the general public on assess of condition proposed interventions. The department has responded to the critical cases through emergency requests to restore the roads and prevent them from further deterioration. It's important to note that the maintenance needs mapped requires huge budgets that cannot be realized in a single financial year, and therefore the department shall continue to prioritize maintenance needs per the roads class and functionality. The Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy should ensure road conditional survey and costing is done before budgeting in order to ensure that adequate budgets are allocated to cater for all structures required on the specific roads for the financial year 2024-2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, the response. The department provided costing guidance during public participation on the required budgets for the various proposed roads project for the financial year 24-25. However, due to resources limitations, the proposed roads were not allocated adequate budgets to cater for all the required maintenance, rehabilitation needs, and therefore, implementation of the road works shall be done on the phases within the allocated budget. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Department of Infrastructure, Road, Public Works, Housing and Energy should develop a practice maintenance plan based on specific condition and usage of roads. Regular maintenance will significantly extend to the life of the road and reduce repair roads. The response, the department has mapped and ranked roads on the basis of the usage and services levels. The department is in the process of developing maintenance plan for all the county roads that shall be forwarded to the county assembly for approval prior to implementation by December 2024. The department also mapped and prepared a critical roads network and submitted the same to the assembly. The Department of Infrastructure, Roads, Public Works, Housing and should ensure that all major connector roads are upgraded to all weather roads to enhance service delivery and accessibility during rainy season. Response, the department has mapped major critical road network throughout the county and their maintenance. Upgrading roads in the department endures to upgrade this road network through graveling and installation of drainage structures to make it all weather. Upgrading and maintenance plan that is being developed will be guided by the mapped approved county major track roads network. The Department of Infrastructure, Road, Public Works, Housing and Energy should survey and beacon all county roads in order to respond the roads reserves. The response. The department, in collaboration with the Department of Lands, Physical Planning, Urban Development and Environment and Climate Change, has carried out a survey and beaconing of various roads that had encouraged issues. The department will continue to undertake a survey on the roads that have been encroached during implementation of various department programs and on need basis to ensure that the roads reserves are protected from encroachment. The Department of Infrastructure, Transport, Public Works, Housing and Energy, together with the members of the County Assembly, should ensure that the roads which had no funding and were extremely damaged during the allocated funds for the forthcoming supplementary budget financial year 23-24 and financial year 24-25 budget. The response was, some roads were allocated funds for repairs in both years, supplementary budget 2 and for the financial year 24-25 budget. However, majority of these roads that were damaged that during November to December rains and March to April, May rains have not been allocated budgets for repair and maintenance. We therefore appeal to the honorable members of the County Assembly to support the department in mobilizing resources to repair and maintain the damaged roads in the subsequent budgets review cycles. Mr. Speaker, sir, the report of the road inventory and conditions survey and oversight exercise conducted on Friday 27th January 2023, that with the commitment of the commencement of the financial year 23-24 budget estimates, the Department of Roads, Transport, Energy, and Public Works to embrace budgeting for the long-term maintenance of roads, such as maraming and heavy grading, and shift from perennial right grading, which turns out to be ineffective and very costly in the long run. The response: the department prioritized installation of drainage structures, maraming, and heavy grading to improve the roads network in all plant works. However, we are still faced with the challenges of enhanced demand for road opening without subsequent budget for the drainage structures and graveling to make the roads all-weather. The department will continue to work closely with the key stakeholders to implement project scopes that will guarantee sustainability. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Order, Honorable Sarah.
Yes, sir.
We are, you know, when you are teaching and it's 5 p.m., you know the behavior of students and pupils.
Yes, they start talking, making noise, they don't
unpacking
listen.
their books. Or they
Yes,
start clapping
and
for
making
you
some
to
slight
notify you
noises.
that they want to exit for games. So now the students you are addressing who are members, they want to respond to calls from the citizens. But aware that the time is up, we will resume tomorrow from where you have left, and then you take us to findings and recommendations. So you'll pick from that point where you have left, so that you also don't lose the part that you have read in terms of moving the motion.
Sir.
Very well. Well done for your commitment to do so. Honorable members, the time being 17:00 hours, the assembly starts on June and due Tuesday, 9th of June, 2026 at 09:30 hours. Honorable members, today is the first day. I'm expecting a bigger number tomorrow at 9:30. As usual, I will be here. See you.